Hey guys, Jason here with Riversmith based out of Boulder, Colorado. I'd like to take a few minutes today to give you an insider's perspective on the design and engineering considerations that went into our new product, the Swiftcast Universal Rod Holder. I'd like to ask and answer the question, why did we design it this way? And how those decisions impact what's most important, your experience on the water. When we first embarked on solving the problem of rod storage on rafts, we thought that we were going to apply a lot of the learnings from the River Quiver into this, and quickly discovered that there was a whole set of challenges that we needed to address before we could even get into the storage solution. The primary one being material selection. We needed a polymer that was going to be rigid enough that it's not going to fracture under weight, but flexible enough that it's going to shape with your boat. So we went through dozens and dozens of polymers and ended up landing on what we have here today. The nose cone and the reel box are used, we use the same high-grade AES injection plastic that we use on the River Quiver. The extrusions and the tubes are a very different plastic, and we went through dozens and dozens of polymers to try to land on the right one. And what we have here today is one that's actually used in high-end coolers. That product is extremely UV resistant, extremely impact resistant. It's semi-flexible, so it can flex with your raft, but it also has a high compression strength, so it's not going to fracture under weight. The challenge with this particular material, though, is it's designed for injection molding. And what we needed to do is we needed to extrude it. And the reason we wanted to extrude it is we wanted to have a single profile that'll match all different raft sizes and shapes. So this particular extrusion comes out straight, and then we have to machine the ends, cut it to length, and then curve it to a specific radius that's going to match your boat. And the idea here is that this product can adapt with your needs, but also with the evolution of the rafting industry. So the process of trying to establish this particular polymer in this new process of operation took a handful of months. And once we nailed that down, we were then able to then get into the problem of rod storage. And we made some interesting decisions there as it relates to not only protecting the rod while it's in the Swiftcast, but protecting it as you're placing it and retrieving it. So let's get into the channel extrusion first. So again, similar to our River Quiver, we had to create our own custom extrusion for this part to work properly. So you see this bump out on the top left and right side that's created by the T-tracks. These T-tracks allow you to mount the unit universally on your raft, but these bump outs actually perform a very important function. And as your rod gets laid down in here, these bump outs prevent it from popping out in installation and retrieval. Also, the depth of this extrusion is important so that when your rod is laying in here and your guides are facing up, you can actually step across this fully without contacting the rod at all. So once your rod is placed in there, it's completely safe from any foot strike. Another critical component of this design is how we were able to take this shape and reduce it down into this shape seamlessly. And the way we're able to do that is with the nose cone. And so as you can see, that profile in there matches the profile of the channel extrusion and then ends up in this standard pipe profile. This particular part took months of modeling before it was actually manufacturable. And while in shape it's pretty complex, the final form of it is very simple and functions beautifully. Early on in the design process of trying to understand the best storage solution, we realized that there's a multitude of different raft sizes and raft frames. And so we discovered that it needed to be modular. And for that reason alone, we decided to make it a single rod holder. And so this can be mounted on any boat in any direction. So we have this series of different tubes that allow you to connect them together to fit your raft length or the side of the raft that you wanted to go on. So for example, if you wanted to be on the outside of the oar tower or the inside of the oar tower, forward or backward on your boat, right or left side, there's a way to actually make it work for your specific need. So the standard setup as it comes right outside of the box is it will accommodate a 10-foot rod and will fit on standard rafts that are 12 to 15 feet long. If your boat is longer, shorter, narrower profile, for example, you can look on our website at our configuration guide and understand which series of tubes you need to fit your boat. Okay, so I'd like to dig into some of these finer, more user experience details that might not come to mind right away. And one of those things is we thought it was going to be critical from a user experience standpoint that you're going to have smooth deployment and placement when it comes to the reel box. So we have a reel up design, meaning the reel is facing up and it docks in this way. And what makes this special is you don't have to be fumbling around trying to get the cork handle and trying to grab that. You just simply grab the entire reel itself and bring that out of the unit. And if you're going through rough water, we have this elastic strap that just runs over and you can tighten it down like so. This is a really small rod. This is a 3-weight rod and reel. So this is as much mobility as you get into it. Another important feature is the self-bailing reel box. So as we're going down the river, water splashing into this channel, going down to the ends of the tubes and so on, it's actually just going to come right back and spill out naturally out of the backside of the reel box. The unique thing about these tubes, and they're modular, right? But they slide on like so. And then this pipe clip gets placed into there and it keeps it from separating, but allows it to rotate fully. And this particular feature is what enables this product to be mounted on either side of your boat, and it's fully universal. This is the backbone of this system, so to speak. Another detail is you're going to have a removable end cap on your tubes. And what this does is if you needed to actually carry a longer rod than your setup, you can remove this and enter that longer rod into it. Additionally, it allows for easier cleaning later. As I mentioned, the tubes are connected with this pipe clip. And a very small detail that you'd never catch is the backside of the thumb tab here is radius to an 18-inch diameter raft tube, which once installed from underneath will actually rest perfectly on the tube itself. Thank you for taking the time to dig a little bit deeper into our new product, the Swiftcast. Hopefully this gives you a better idea of the decisions that were made and why we made it the way we did. At Riversmith, we design and build products that protect what's important: your time, your gear, and your experience.